New UN report, number of hungry people in Latin America and the Caribbean increased by 13.8 million in just 1 year. The number of hungry people in Latin America and the Caribbean rose sharply compared to other regions between 2019 and 2020, reaching 59.7 million, the highest level since 2000. Food insecurity affects 267 million people and 106 million adults are obese. November 30, 2021, Santiago, Chile. Hunger in Latin America and the Caribbean has risen to its highest level since 2000. Following a 30% increase in the number of people going hungry from 2019 to 2020, according to a new United Nations report. According to the 2021 Regional Food Security and Nutrition Outlook, and in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, the number of people suffering from hunger increased by 13.8 million in just 1 year, bringing the total number of hungry people to 59.7 million. The prevalence of hunger in Latin America and the Caribbean is now 9.1%, the highest level in the past 1 year, although still below the global average of 9.9%. The prevalence of hunger increased by 2 percentage points between 2019 and 2020. Fund Director for Latin America and the Caribbean Rossana Pilastri said, although the pandemic has exacerbated the situation, hunger has been on the rise since 2014. We must address the deep weaknesses in our food systems, make them more inclusive and sustainable, and ensure that well-being for the people who feed our communities. Between 2019 and 2020, Central America experienced the largest increase, 2.5 percentage points, and reached its highest level in the past 20 years, 10.6%, or 19 million people. The highest rate of hunger is recorded in the Caribbean, 16.1% or 7 million people, while hunger in South America affects 33.7 million people, or 7.8% of the population. The Regional Food Security and Nutrition 2021 Overview is a joint publication of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, PAHO/WHO, World Food Programme and United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF. 4 out of 10 people in the region, 267 million, experienced moderate or severe food insecurity in 2020, an increase of 60 million from 2019 or 9 percentage points, the most pronounced increase compared to other regions of the world. In South America, the prevalence of moderate or severe food insecurity increased by 20.5 percentage points between 2014 and 2020, while Central America registered an increase of 7.3 percentage points over the same period. Worse still, the prevalence of acute food insecurity in the region, people who ran out of food or went a day or more without food, was 14% in 2020, a total of 92.8 million people, compared to 47.6 million people in 2014. Food insecurity did not affect men and women equally. In 2020, 41.8% of women in the region experienced moderate or severe food insecurity, compared to 32.2% of men. This disparity has risen in the past 6 years and increased sharply from 6.4% in 2019 to 9.6% in 2020. The report warns that the region is also losing the battle against other forms of malnutrition. 106 million people, 1 in 4 adults, are obese in Latin America and the Caribbean. Significant increases were recorded in the prevalence of obesity between 2000 and 2016, a rise of 9.5 percentage points in the Caribbean, 8.2 percentage points in Central America, and 7.2 percentage points in South America. Overweight in children has continued to rise over the 20 years in the region. In 2020, 3.9 million children (7.5% of children under the age of 5) were overweight, about 2 percentage points above the global average. South America shows the highest prevalence of overweight in children, 8.2%, followed by the Caribbean with 6.6%, and Central America with 6.3%. Although Latin America and the Caribbean showed significant progress in reducing stunting in children, prevalence decreased from 18% to 11.3% between 2012 and 2020. The rate of decline slowed. In contrast, the regional prevalence of wasting in children is 1.3%, well below the global average of 6.7%. The joint UN report calls for urgent action to halt the rise in hunger, food insecurity and malnutrition in all its forms, and urges countries in the region to take rapid action to transform their agricultural food systems and make them more efficient.